forward means that it follow the arrow indicate on the truck. Okay, so entrance will be this one. Okay, and then if I see this truck, this kind of truck, so entrance will be this one based on the travel direction. Entrance will be here, and of course this is entrance, and this will be exit. And for this case, this will be entrance, and then this will be exit. Okay, and then if I have backward, it means that travel opposite to the arrow direction, and then backward entrance will be here, and then backward exit will be here. Okay, and for the truck below, backward entrance will be here on the left hand side, and then backward exit will be on the backward exit will be on the right hand side, and backward exit will be on the left hand side. Okay. uh, yeah, and then also here we have front of gear. Front of gear here highlight for the transporter or for the car. Front is mean that the uh, the front of the car. Gear is mean the uh, behind or the bottom of the car, and then follow the arrow on the car. So you have the here again a small arrow on the transporter. So here will be the front, and here will be the back. Okay, and then we have entrance front, so it means that this is the entrance front, so it means that when the car will be around here. Okay, of course I will try out all of the cases so you can understand. So what is front, what is gear, what is entrance, what is exit, and so on. Okay, and then how to create the MU on the truck. Remember why we need to write such kind of code? Because we don't have a shoe. Okay, connect from here to here. Okay, and then we can generate constructor. Okay, right. Okay, and when we click play, and then there will be a lot of power going inside the truck. So this is something that we don't want for now. Sorry, I can now just do the command here. Sorry. Okay, let's have it. So for example, normally when we create the MU, we will use the soup, right? The soup will now create the MU called transporter, and then it will put to the truck. And then if I do so, I will have a lot of uh, transporter. Okay, I will have a lot of transporter in my road, in my truck, and I don't want to do that way. I want only one transporter. Okay, and one transporter will travel forward and backward to do what? To perform the load from the E1. It means that load the finished product from E1, load it to the transporter. Transporter will travel along the truck until the end of the truck and do the unload of the unload product to E2. Okay, and then drive backward to E1, and then repeat the load and then unload at E2, and so on. So I want only one transporter on the truck. What I can do is I can set here the amount here equal to 1. Okay, and then it will be only one transporter will be sent to the truck. Okay, I can do it in that way, but now because we do the exercise, so we introduce you the new way to create the ADU. Okay, because that we only did one, so we can simply use the method to create one ADU without using should. Okay.
Doctor, I have a question. So what if we transfer the parts from a station to the truck? Is it possible, or we need to have the container? Sorry, transporter.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I will answer to your question later. But firstly, with the thing, is it clear about setup inside the truck? Is it clear for you? Then,
Thank you.
uh, okay. Then, uh, here, what is truck? Truck is mean that this is where the transporter can travel. Okay, so if you use the conveyor instead of the truck, so I mean this one, and of course the uh, you don't need the transporter because the conveyor is run itself. So then you can put the part on the conveyor, and then the part will travel by along the conveyor. But here we need the transporter because the if we put the part here or inside E1 to the truck, and then it just simply stay there. For example, here this is my method load. I can say E1 dot con. Remember, E1.com is mean that the part inside E1. Okay, and then dot move where you want to move to the truck. Okay, F7 to save, F5 to run, and then you see when I do this one, the part can be located on the truck, but then the part cannot run along the truck by itself. It needs the transporter to transfer to move the part from one end of the truck to another end. Okay, that's the reason why we need place the here the part on the uh, on the transporter. Okay, how to do it? So maybe reset. Okay, and then click on play again. I'm sorry, I need to save the method here first. F7. Okay, and now okay, so here E1.com move to the truck. And then if I want to move to the transporter, how I do it? So because the transporter is on the truck, so I can simply add here truck.com. So it means truck.com is mean that something on the truck. Okay, move what? Something on the E1 destination, the thing on the truck. Okay, F7, and then here F5 to run the method. And then I will move the part now is located on the transporter. Okay, but the thing is the event when to move it is not correctly triggered. Okay, the part cannot teleport from E1 to the end of the truck at the end of the transporter where located very far away. Okay, so that is mean that the method load here now is not triggered in the correct event or in the correct moment. So how I do it? So just for now delete this one. Okay, close it. Yes. So I want this method load. Okay, will be triggered when the transporter travel or where the transporter is here. Okay, so how do I do it? So maybe click the web and in this one. New. Okay, so I want to do the trigger of the method where I have the transporter here in this position. Okay, so what does it mean? This means that the gear or the back of the car, the back of the transporter, so this is the back of the truck, touching the, here is the entrance. Okay, here is the entrance. If it travel forward, and then if it travel from here to here, so it's been the opposite to the arrow indicate on the truck. So it means that it will travel backward, and then because it travel backward, in this case, this will become the, of course, first the travel direction backward, and then at the end of the travel, and then it will be exit. Okay, so it's been that I need to connect my load method to the truck. Where is it? At the backward exit. Select object, load, apply. So maybe can try here, sample code first, print hello. Okay, F7 to save it, and then window console. Then now let's do a little testing first. Truck, I don't need it anymore. Then here, okay. But at the beginning, the transporter is at the end of the truck. Okay, it's not going back. Okay, it's stuck here. So how to ask the transporter going back? Okay, we need to at the init method. So this is init method. I need to tell the transporter, okay, because the transporter now is on the truck. So I don't write dot end use dot transporter dot blah 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 anymore, because now it's already create uh, on the truck. So I need to write truck dot code. Okay, so it's mean transporter, and then I will have a look inside the transporter here and check the here backward. Okay, so backward now is false. So I will set now backward become, so set value, so it means double dot equal to true. Okay, F7, and then run the simulation again, reset, and then start, and then you see the car is going back, and then you see here in the console, you see the hello. Why there is a hello printed in the console? Because when the car travel backward and the gear of the car touching the backward exit, sorry, then it will trigger the method load. And because I write inside the method load, print hello, so that's the reason why I have the print hello on the console. Okay, so I run this slowly so you can see it. reset button, play button, and then you see now the car is travel backward. Okay, and when the gear on the back of the car it hit the backward exit, and then you will see a little green dot on the load method. It means that it triggered the method load once, and then this will print the hello. Now, see, okay, is it clear so far? May I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay, then what what we will do now for the method load? Okay, yeah, for the method load, we need to let us we need to first check two conditions. So follow the document. Yeah, the first condition that we check is the wait until. Okay, wait until it means that we wait for some certain event happen. Okay, and then what is the event that we wait here is the E1 occupy. This means that when we want to load something in E1, of course, we need to make sure that inside the E1 that you have the material or you have some workpiece for loading on the car. So first we wait for the event E1 is occupied. Okay, and then the second event that we wait is that we wait for finish. Is what finished? The part inside E1 is finished. Okay, and then this is a two event that we need to for the car for waiting before it will perform the load action. Okay, so now the actual code inside the uh, load method. Okay, load print hello. But first we wait until what E1. Okay, this is the station E1 dot occupy. Okay, prior it means priority. Okay, one. It means that the car will not perform the load action if the E1 is empty. So how we check it? We select the E1, press F8, and then we have the attributes occupy. And then this is a Boolean data type. True, it means that is occupied. It means that it store something inside. Okay, false, it means that it is uh, don't have anything. Okay, and then on the opposite, we also have the attribute empty. Okay, uh, wait until this means that this will become true. Okay, you wait something. This means that you wait for the attribute. This will be this expect the true condition. Okay, to happen. Okay, uh, wait until and remember when you want to wait something. Fa again. Sorry, occupy here. When you want to wait something to happen, and then it must be the watchable attribute. So again, we have a lot of data, we have a lot of attribute stored inside the object or using the wait until, but only the one we call it watchable attribute can we put inside the wait until command. Here we have the column called watchable. Okay, we can watch the occupy. We want watch for the operational. We can watch for the pose. We can watch for the pose utility control. Oh no, sorry, the next one. We can watch for the power input. We can watch for the remaining set of time. We can watch for the rest block, and we can watch for, I mean, only the one with the little star in the watchable column can we put inside the command wait until. You cannot wait until, for example, random seed. You cannot say wait until random seed equal 101, for example. This is not possible, impossible. Okay, again, the wait until expect a watchable attribute of the object. Okay, and here in this case, we use the occupy. Okay, occupy attribute. And when we wait until it becomes true, then we wait for another one. What until, wait until e1 dot on. So this means that inside e1 is the part, and the part is finished. This means that complete process as e1. Okay, of course, prior also one. So this means that you are start waiting, activate the wait until. Okay, then after two condition is happen, then you apply the action e1 dot con. So it means that the part inside e1, and then in the document they use transfer, or you can use also move. Okay, and then we move to the add. So what is the add now? Again, the add is just like the pronouns he, she, it in English language that we use for reference to a personal, or here in simulation an object, and add here we refer to the MU that trigger this method. And again, what is the mobile unit trigger this method? Remember, we trigger this load method when the car going backward, or the back of the car hit or touching the backward exit. So in this case, F means the car, and question mark is the truck. Okay, so again, the F here in this context reference to the car on the truck. Why? Because the car or the transporter is the MU that trigger the method load. So that's the reason why I can write here add. Okay, and then the last one is I set the backward. This means that the travel direction of the car. Now I want it moves to E2. So it means that the backward will be false. So it means that it will travel forward from left to right. Okay. Yeah. So just one question before that we run the simulation. Why I have to use double wait until? Is it possible for me if I write here if E1 dot occupy equal true, and E1 dot con dot finish equal true. Okay, and then I will move the content inside E1 to add, and then uh, add dot backward equal to false. Okay, else uh, do nothing. Those mean that we don't have else. Okay, just is it possible for me if I do this kind of function? Is it the same or this is different? Why I cannot use? Of course, the answer is not. We cannot use the if, but why? Why we cannot use the if? Why we must use the wait until rather than the if? Of course, the if is also check the condition. If the condition here is fulfilled and the second condition is fulfilled, and then if you apply action, and here is also the same. Wait until this one is fulfilled, this condition fulfilled, the second condition fulfilled, and apply the action. Okay, we cannot. Why we cannot use the if? Can anyone explain to me why? Yeah, correct. So when we run the code, it will run line by line, and then it will trigger and run the method or activate the method only one time. It means that it will run the condition. It will check the condition just one time at the moment you do it. So it means that when the truck going back, touching the backward exit, it check the condition if the condition here is correct or not, and then if it correct, it do something, and then if it's not, it will not stay there. Okay, and why something happen, it will do something else, and then your car will go away. Okay, we want to have the behavior that the car after it go back, it touching here. If there is nothing in the E1, it will still stay here. Okay, until there is a thing inside E1. Okay, and then after finish the processing time of 10 seconds, the part will have the activity finished, and then from that moment it will lock the engine. Okay, so it means that, for example, the car travel back to the warehouse at 7 in the morning, and if it check the condition, if it's not fulfilled, if we use the if, and then it will go away. So this is the if condition. But if we use the wait until, the car travel back to the warehouse at the 7, if and then it will wait until the warehouse has the material, wait until everything is packed properly, and then it will do the load action. Okay, so this is the difference. Then now we have saved the method by F7. Then we can run the simulation and check. Bigger. Okay, reset, play. Okay, now we see the car or the transporter going back, and the gear is in the end of the arrow here. We're touching the backward exit because it travel opposite to the arrow. And then here you see it locked to the car and the car moving forward. Okay. And of course, it's do nothing else because that we not yet program the unlock uh, method. Okay. Then the simulation on this also stop at the second 20. Okay, and now let's do the method unlock. The method unlock, of course, the same. So uh, yeah, we can do the same. So wait until what E2 now we say occupy prior one. No, it's not like this because what we want to do is now unlock, and when you want to unlock something, you make sure that this is have enough space for the unlock action. So occupy, and then you cannot say also here equal to phones. Okay, yeah, but rather than use it, so we can say E1 empty. Okay, here apps A, and then here we have the empty, and then we have the empty also the watchable attribute, so it means that it can use inside the E2. Okay, yeah, so we wait until the E2 is empty, royal one, then we do the unlock, right? So unlock something, or unlock the park, not something, the park on the transporter to E2. So it means that move first, E2 destination, and then how to specify the park uh, on the transporter. Again, because the transporter is the one that trigger the method, we can use add. Sorry, we can use add dot on dot move E2. Okay, yeah. So, but first, how we connect the method to the truck? Okay, because it will travel from the left to the right, so it means that it follow the arrow direction. So it means that it will be forward. Forward means that it's not backward. So it's simply just entrance or exit. And then now it should be exit or entrance. Exit is mean at the end. Entrance is at the beginning. And then it's because this is the end of the travel. So it will be exit. So we put the method unlock here. Okay. And check. It set front. Yeah, correct. Touching the front here, the front of the car. Okay, click apply. Okay, so F7 to say the method. Now we can test it, run the simulation, reset, run. So the car will go backward first, then the back of the car or the gear of the car touching the backward exit. it will trigger the load method. The load method will check the condition. E1 is occupied. Yes. The one inside E1 is finished. Yes. And now it's do the load. And then it set the travel direction of the car back to forward. So it means backward equal to false. And now it travel forward. And then the front of the car touching the exit. Okay. And then it will trigger the method load and load the park to E2. Okay. And then finish. And then it stop. Okay. The car stuck here. So it means that now we need to set the after the unload, we need to set the car going back. How I do it? So inside the unload method, we write here add dot backward uh, set value is number two dot equal backward equal to true. So it means that going back. Okay. And yeah, so F7 to save. Okay. Then we run the simulation again for checking. Okay. Load to the unload and then going back, load, and then to the unload, load, and then the unload. Is it clear so far?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. And then in the document, so it put it inside the if. Okay. So it just make sure that you unlock something, you make sure that the car have the park. Okay. In this case, that we always have the car have the park. Why? Because we have here, we send the car going back at the beginning. So if you don't have this slide, okay, and let's check what happened. F7, you run the simulation, okay, and then you will have the error at the beginning because they say void cannot accept the move method. Why? Because you write here add.code and then add.code is mean that something in the the add. The add is the mu that trigger the method. So it means that the transporter.com is mean inside the transporter. And because at the beginning, inside of the transporter is nothing, it's empty. So that reason why they say it's a void cannot accept the action move. Okay, to make sure that this is not happen, then we put it if here. Okay, add dot occupy uh, this means that it's occupy and then it will do this action. Okay, and if it's not, and then you just simply do the backward. Okay, and Okay, save it. Yes. Uh, Reset. Run the method. So at the beginning, there is nothing on the car. If nothing, just go back. And if there is something on the car, do the unlock. Okay. Is it clear so far? So if it's clear, you can do the exercise 40 by yourself, and then you can ask the question. And then, but first, make sure that you clear about exercise 39. And then if you have no more question about exercise 39, please try by yourself exercise 40.
Doctor, so I have one question, just a outside question. Um, so what is exactly purpose of using between truck and conveyor? Because in production, I feel that both thing is quite similar, is it?
What is the similar in the transportation? Of course, conveyor is different technology, and truck with transporter is different technologies. So it depends on in what is your that you have in your factory. If you have the conveyor in your factory, of course you can use conveyor. Conveyor is mean that it will put a lot of part, and then part will be next to each other, and then can travel along the conveyor one after each other. Okay, but the truck is the truck, the transporter is different. They require a road. I mean, here is the truck, and then it can travel only along the truck. Okay, so just imagine that if you use here for modeling the vehicle or the transportation of the transportation system, or the transportation from one factory to another factory, from one city to another city. And of course, this is make uh, a bit of silly if you use conveyor. And then you need to use now transport something from one city to another city, one warehouse to another warehouse. That 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer away from the uh, uh, from the original place. And of course, it's a bit of silly if you use the conveyor. Of course, inside the factory, just a few 100 meters. And then, of course, this is better to use the, for example, conveyor or AGV rather than using the truck and transporter. Yeah, it depends on what you have in your real life, and then you will use the conveyor or the transporter. And of course, today we will do both exercises about transporter and conveyor.
I see. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Yeah, again, so if you clear about exercise, you have no more question about exercise 39. So maybe try first yourself exercise 40, and then yeah, I will correct exercise 40.
Mr. Đức, may I ask
Yes.
this one in the method? I'm quite confused of the line wait until E2 dot MT Royal one. What does it mean with the letter or the text Royal one?
Prior one is mean priority one. So it's mean that you actually that you don't need to care so much about this. Is just the syntax, the programming, the way that they saying the wait until. You will use only prior one. It means that it will start the waiting. Okay, there is no prior two, prior three, prior four. One is mean that on. Okay, zeros
Mm.
mean off. Okay, and then we want to weigh something, and then we set weigh until E2 empty prior one. Prior one is just go along with weigh until, and then we use on way prior one in all of the cases. It's just about the syntax, the way of
Oh,
they code it. Okay,
okay. Yeah, okay.
it's just like if and when you have the if, and then you need to have the and. So wait until for or one is mean that it highlight that this is the end of the command wait until. Yep. Again, you will use prior one yeah, for 99% of the case.
Mr. Duck, I have
Yes.
a question. In the reality, as for example, if the transporter, I assume that it is a container, for example, have can contain around 10 pallets. But if the 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 occupy of E1 is just 5 pallets, is it will run, I mean, the container will be moved, or if I set a condition that if less than 50 percentage of the capacity of the container, it not move, something like
Oh,
that. So,
okay. Yep.
mm,
Understand. So let me maybe uh, rephrase what your question. So maybe you can help me confirm this if I
mhm,
understand correctly. So you mean that, so for example, if I have the transporter and I want the transporter not only uh, transport one part, but transport more than one part, two, three, four, five, until it reaches to the capacity of the transporter. And because of the E1 can process only one part per time, is it possible
mm.
for the transporter to wait until it fully loaded or not?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah. To
Yep.
optimize the yeah,
Yep. Of course, we
process.
can have this behavior. Yep. So let's try it now. So it means that we need to modify the load method. Okay. And so let's say we load. Uh, Let me check again the transporter capacity. So maybe one, two, three, four. Yeah, maybe four pieces. Okay. Of course, you can adjust the size of the transporter here. Okay. And also with the size of the part. Okay. Here to make sure that you have enough space for loading on the car. And then now we say here four pieces until we load all of the four pieces, and then the car will go. Okay. So wait until the uh, okay. So then we need to finish. So then how to do it? Wait until E1 occupy or one. Wait until finish, and then draw one, and then move. And then after we move, we will check. So we will check if at is the car or the transporter dot how to check how many pieces on the car. So I put the car here. I put the part one, two, click on the car, press F8 and find where is the number two. Where so this is two here. To get number, is it correct? So if I put here another one, three, okay, and then F8 and then check get number. No, so it's only two. So it's mean this is not correct. So now here num mu. Okay, check num mu of the add.
Yeah.
Okay, add dot num mu. Okay, equal to 4. Okay, if it number mu is 4, and then it can go. Okay, uh, else. So if it's not equal to 4, what you do? You
Wait.
wait until
Yeah.
you make another wait until. Mm, uh, yes, let's check wait until you let me check is it wait and num mu is a watchable attribute or not? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe F8 here. Num num mu. Yes, num mu is a watchable attribute. So we can wait until okay dot move. Hmm. And then okay, in this case, I think that it's better to postpone this one. I will not do it in the backward exit. In the backward, I just need to load and rather than do it, so I will do the method. Uh, Rename it load at E1. Okay, because you need to load 4 times, and then when you the car hit the backward exit, it just run the method 1 time. That reason why it's better to have the method. Okay, or you can use the method load, but because I don't want to touch on the method load at the original file, so it's better that to put the load method at the E1 because whenever that you have the path going inside the E1 and go to the exit, and then it will trigger the method once. Okay, and then here it will trigger the method. So entrance, of course, not. We need to do it at the exit load at E1. Okay, so this is the method E1, and then it will trigger when the APU inside E1 is exit. It will trigger this method. And what is the code inside this method? This method will be check truck dot arrive. Of course, truck here. The transporter. No, truck dot con dot arrive. Of course, this one F8 for sure it will not have the arrive attribute. And then if it is something don't have, and then we need to create. Okay, boolean, at the beginning true, maybe more specific. I try at E1. Okay, pause at the beginning, pause, then arrive at E1. Okay, the method load is triggered at the end of the track. So here, where it arrive, and then when the car going backward, hit the backward exit, it will change the attribute arrive at E1 into true. So add dot arrive at E1 equal to true. Okay, F7 to say the method. Okay, and then in the method log at E2, it will wait until what you wait until so again F8 right at E1. This is a watchable attribute. So this means that you can put it inside the wait until drop dot con. This means transporter. I cannot write here add dot arrive at E1. Why? Because the add now is the part, not the car anymore. Because I writing my method, I writing the information in the method plot at E1, and the method plot at E1 is connected at E1, and the MU that trigger the method plot at E1 is the part inside the MU, inside the E1. So it's mean not the car anymore. So it's mean that add here is not correct reference to the transporter, but I should write truck dot com. And dry E1 is the attribute that I just created for the transporter. Okay, then so you certify or you need to write here. Alright, at E1 at the beginning is false. So doing setting. Okay, at the beginning false. Okay, then wait until track.on arrive at E1 prior 1. Okay, and then you just simply add dot move. Okay, to move here. Move here is the truck. Okay, dot com. So this is the transporter, and add is the MU, move is the action, destination is the truck.com, and then it's just do it one time. Okay. And then the car will be only go if it is enough material. So it means wait until uh, at dot num mu. Okay. Refer of prior one. And then of course we need to set the car stop. So the car stop at dot stop, or we can set the speed equal to 0. It means stop, and then wait until the number of you inside equal to 4, and then we will set back the add dot backward equal to, sorry, equal to backward equal to ons. So it means that it will go forward, and then we activate the speed again. So it means that this will now going forward after they have enough 4 pieces. Okay, F7 to say. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. Yes, bigger. Okay, let's run the simulation method, maybe slowly to check. Okay, at the beginning, just go back, hit the method load, this will stop, and then it's load 4 pieces, this go forward. I think it's load only one, because only touch run the method load one, and inside the method load has just do one time. Okay, now we need to do the method unload. Okay, so can anyone help me do the method unload? Okay, that have unload everything in the car. Can anyone help me do the method unload to make sure that you unload everything? Okay, then it's here method two. So maybe let me give you a hint. So maybe remember we have the repeat until condition. So can anyone help me use the repeat until to unlock the part in the transporter? All of the part inside the transporter need to be unlocked at E2. Can anyone help me to do the unlock method or unlock everything in the car?
I have an idea. I just wonder if we can use wait until
Yeah.
add dot count um dot
Okay. So
transporter empty.
where where I can put my code? Yeah, you can guide me how to do it, please, Mr. Tan. Yeah, or Mr. Mo.
Um, yep. So repeat sorry. That
Okay.
one.
So if occupy it is clear, yes, we need it, and then wait until e2 dot empty row one of code we need it, and then
Yes.
what else?
Um, then it's transfer to the truck, right?
Yeah,
And then I will put this one wait until
wait until
uh yes um
until
yeah add dot
add dot
transporter.
dot transporter, no, dot add is already mean transporter.
Oh, sorry, add dot empty.
Dot empty
Hmm. And then
empty
row one.
row one. So her add now is the transporter, and wait until the transporter is empty. Row one. Yeah,
Is it possible? I have not tried that.
yeah. Of course, you at the moment the ad is full of products, and of course you will wait forever. You need to have the unlock action. Okay, uh, otherwise you will not get out of the wait until condition.
I
Okay,
see.
so it means that we need to apply the this is a unlock action. Okay, and then we need to repeat this action until the car is empty. So how we do it? We use here repeat. Remember here control repeat until this is the action, unlock action. So okay, and exit until add dot empty. That's it. Okay, it means that you will repeat this action. It means that it just move the add.con. It means that inside the transporter, move it to E2, okay, and do it until it's empty. And of course, there will be the issue because we have the E2 is the single prop, and then it's only process one part per time. Okay, so we need to put the wait until this one also inside. So it will repeat the wait until the E2 is empty. It moves to the E2, and then because E2 have the processing time of 10 seconds, and then after it release the part to the rain, it's empty again, and then the car will do the second unlock. Okay, and then it will repeat again and again until there is nothing on the car. Okay, and then if there is nothing else on the car, then it will set the car uh, backward and so on. Okay, that is it. So F7, then we reset the system and run it again. Maybe it's faster this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slower now. Unlock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1. Do you know what is happened now? Why the car stopped there and the lot at E1 is loading, keep loading even that the car is far away? It's because that I forget to set the arrive at E1 back to phone when it's depart at E1. Okay, so here, okay, so when it depart at E1, no, this one, I need to set back the arrive at E1 equal to false. So it means that because that you go away, you need to set back the arrive at E1 equal to false. Okay, at 7, maybe faster. Okay, when it's finished, it's go away. You need to set the arrive at E1 to false and then do now the unlock. Okay, and then this is waiting. For this is arrive again and do the loading and going forward and then repeat the unlock action. Okay, so normally people don't do something like this. The car will not waiting for the E1. So normally in the reality, they will put a buffer here. Of course, when you have the unlock, and then it means that the car need to have the priority to unlock everything and don't occupy in front of the factory for a long time. So you should have the place for the car unlocked. So imagine that if the processing time of the E2 is not 10 seconds, but 30 minutes, and you have the truck of 100 of work pieces, okay? And then they cannot wait for 30 pieces, 100. So it means that more than 15 hours, 50 hours, oh, sorry, 50 hours, okay? So if I have the buffer here, so what is the code that, what is the unlock code should look like? So now again, the method unlock for sure is not locked to E2 anymore. So it will load into buffer, right? And of course, because the buffer have the capacity of 8, okay, and then you don't have to wait for the E2 is empty, okay, and then you just need to load everything inside the buffer as once, okay, yeah, that's it. So it's more or less uh, look like the behavior in the reality. Somehow we have the here, okay, and then we load everything, okay.
Yeah, it's nice. Can you move the modal tab? Then I can
Oh, sorry.
screenshot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And then maybe also a buffer here in E1. Yep. Of course, you can increase the complexity of your model, develop your model more and more in detail. But the logic or the working work or the how to build a simulation model is should look like uh, this. So it means that you're looking for some attribute that you need. You're looking for some event when you want to activate what, and then what is the behavior. Try to first think it in the logic, okay? Maybe not in the syntax. So she think it in first in poor English. First, maybe write the pseudocode because, of course, I used to the software. I know the syntax already, so I can write the program right away. But maybe for you, it's better to write the pseudocode first. That okay? So, what is the action? What is the event that is happened? And then what is the action? And what is the end of the action? And so on. Okay. And if you want to search for some attribute, press F8 and then look up for the attribute that you want to, to use. And if there is no attribute that can capture the behavior that you want, then simply just create a new one inside the user defined attributes. Okay. And yeah, this is how that we can capture all of the behavior of the system. Okay. Yeah, again, please try. Oh my. Okay, so my origin. Okay, my simulation model is somehow stolen. Again, guys, sorry. Again, so if you are clear about exercise 39, yes, you should try exercise 40 by your own. Yeah, I will give you yeah, some maybe yeah 15 minutes. Yeah, so please uh, try exercise 40 by yourself in 15 minutes, and then I will correct your exercise 40. Okay. In the meantime, so okay, why stop